what I often share, like, part of the priestess path of being a priestess is becoming the woman who is able to have the ability and the capacity to hold ourselves in the journey without abandoning ourselves.
Mm.
All right. Like, I love that too. When I received that realization, I was like, oh, thank you, divine. Like, yeah, because I'm a big believer as to how you do anything is like a reflection of how you do everything, because everything is interconnected. What seems to be quote unquote small things in life, right? Like traffic jam, like itchy throat, in a way it's mundane things, but they're just kind of a reflection, like how do you hold yourself true? Do you panic, or do you stay calm, or do you abandon yourself? In this case, let's abandon this call, let's not do it. And yeah, it's just really the ability to be regulated in the nervous system in that process of the expansion and that growth. And then a big part of the priestess is like what you say, navigating the shadow and the light and dancing between the two, knowing that they can coexist at the same time, and you still get to be in your power no matter what. And that you are already connected to the divine, already protected, already provided for. You can go through it with as much ease as you allow it. It doesn't always have to be dramatic, but sometimes life, we have emotions and things happen, and that's okay. But it's also like a discernment as to, like, yes, sometimes it might really be like this is not the thing. It might be the red flag, but sometimes it's just like, part of the process. So it's again having also that discernment to know the difference. But I just want to take this opportunity to really kind of like call it out among like the spiritual community, in the sense to take responsibility for our own emotions, our own state of being, and our own life. Like, astrology help, but Mercury is not the blame for everything. Like, you don't
Okay.
get to blame everything on Mercury retrograde. Like, sure, sometimes technology does get challenging, but then if you know Mercury retrograde is happening, why don't you charge your phone in advance? Why don't you have the spare battery? If that we don't use spare battery anymore, but you get what I mean. Like, you can always like work around it, and not just like, oh, it's the moon, or it's like, I always say like the poor moon and the poor Mercury, like they take all the blame for our shit. But then like when things go well, it's like, oh, it's me. Like we don't say, oh, thank you, the moon. It is so smooth now. But then when it goes bad, oh, it's the full moon. So like just having that discernment to like take responsibility and, yeah, work with the universe, but be kind to yourself. Yeah, but like really that discernment and responsibility is like coming up as we are talking.